Hello again, and welcome to another Psalm in the Palm. Today we're in Psalm 116, and there's so much packed in here. I don't have a hope to explain it all to you, but listen carefully to this wonderful, wonderful song of praise. I love the Lord because he hears my voice and my supplication. Because he has inclined his ear to me, therefore I shall call upon him as long as I live. The cords of death encompassed me. The terrors of Sheol came upon me. I found distress and sorrow. Then I called upon the name of the Lord. O Lord, I beseech you, save my life. Gracious is the Lord and righteous. Yes, our God is compassionate. The Lord preserves the simple. I was brought low, and he saved me. Return to your rest, O my soul, for the Lord has dealt bountifully with you. For you have rescued my soul from death, my eyes from tears, and my feet from stumbling. I shall walk before the Lord in the land of the living. I believed when I said I am greatly afflicted. I said in my alarm, all men are liars. What shall I render to the Lord for all his benefits toward me? I shall lift up the cup of salvation and call upon the name of the Lord. I shall pay my vows to the Lord, O me be in the presence of all his people. Precious in the sight of the Lord is the death of his godly ones. O Lord, surely I am your servant. I am your servant, the son of your handmaid. You have loosed my bonds. To you I shall offer a sacrifice of thanksgiving and call upon the name of the Lord. I shall pay my vows to the Lord. O may it be in the presence of all his people, in the courts of the Lord's house, in the midst of you, O Jerusalem. Praise the Lord. Tremendous, tremendous psalm of praise where the psalmist is praising God with all of his heart for a number of reasons. One, because he called out to God and God answered him. God heard him. God delivered him from his difficulty. He had fallen into despair, yet God had helped him. God had kept his feet from stumbling. God had brought him out of deep waters. He kept his eyes from tears. He said, I was brought low and you saved me. He says that the Lord is gracious, that the Lord is compassionate. He talks about these characteristics of God and how they have impacted him. Listen, it says that the cords of death had encompassed him and the terrors of Sheol, the death, had come upon him. So many times in what we've been experiencing recently, we can feel that way. Every direction we turn, there's trouble, there's difficulty, there's frustration. But the psalmist here is expressing that contentment and that joy and that sense of being overwhelmed with a God who constantly hears. And he responds, he says, what can I do for all that God has done for me? And all he can do is praise the Lord. And he wishes, and his hope and his heart is that he can praise the Lord in front of all God's people so that everyone will know all the amazing and great things that God has done for him. And then as a result of that, he says, I am your servant. His desire, his heart is to serve the Lord. So if you've been focusing on the Lord, if you've been seeing him clearly in your circumstances, if God has answered your prayers, I pray that this would be a reflection of your heart. If he hasn't, then take heed of the testimony of the psalmist here, like so many of the psalms that we've talked about in the past, where he cried out to God and God delivered. And listen, that's not always an overnight thing. You know, if you're going through difficulties and obstacles and you pray and the next day you don't see anything, don't stop praying. Because the truth of the matter is no one can answer your prayer like God does. No one can help you deal with your circumstances like God does. No one can bring you out of the pit of despair like God can. And that's what the heart of the psalmist is expressing here. And I pray that if that's not a reflection of your heart today, that it would be. And that you would have a heart that overflows with joy and praise because of who God is and what he's done for you. And that you would want to serve him all the days of your life like the psalmist has. I pray that you would be blessed today, and we'll talk again soon with another Psalm in the Palms.